For 30 mornings, Alex sat at the same bus stop. Same bench, same breath fogging in the cold, same seventh floor window, high above him, curtains always drawn. He wasn't waiting for a bus, he was waiting for someone to look down. She knew he was there, she never came down. To understand why a grown man would sit in the cold for 30 mornings, waiting for a window that never opened, we have to go back 3 months. It started with something so small, Alex almost forgot it happened. His best friend Daniel needed to drop off a phone to his younger cousin. Alex tagged along, because that's what you do for a friend. 10 minutes, he figured. Nothing more. Then the door opened. Long blonde hair, a laugh that filled the doorway before she even said hello. Julia. Their eyes met, just for a second. She looked away first, then she looked back. That was it. That was a whole moment. And somehow it was enough to follow Alex home that night and the night after that. He couldn't shake her, so he did something he almost never did. He told the truth out loud. He went to Daniel and admitted it, asked for her number, and he made a promise. If she wasn't interested, she'd never hear from him again. No pressure, no chasing. Daniel believed him. He'd known Alex long enough to know he meant it. He handed over the number. For weeks, it was just texts. Good morning messages, long threads that stretched past midnight. About nothing and everything. A dozen times, Alex typed out the words, "Can I take you out?" And a dozen times he deleted them. He told himself it wasn't the right moment yet. The truth was simpler. He was terrified of hearing no. Then came the invitation. A 3-day family gathering out at the grandparents' place. Daniel asked if Alex wanted to come. He didn't ask twice. Julia would be there. The moment they saw each other again, something in the air shifted back into place like no time had passed at all. Glances held a second too long. Smiles that meant more than they should have, over nothing in particular. For the first time, Alex let himself believe this might actually be real. The second night, the house went quiet. Everyone asleep. The kind of silence that makes a phone screen feel too bright. Are you awake? Then, a second later, can you come to my room? Alex didn't remember standing up. He just remembered being in the hallway, heart slamming against his ribs like it was trying to get somewhere before he did. Her door was already open. Neither of them said anything at first. They just looked at each other. The way you look at something you're afraid might disappear if you blink. One thought circling. Should I kiss her? He did. She kissed him back, and for 5 minutes, the whole world narrowed down to that one dark room. Alex would spend the next 3 months trying to get back to that exact moment. 3 days later, back home, Alex called her. A man picked up. Who is this? Alex asked for Julia. The man didn't answer that. He asked something else instead. Where are you? 20 minutes later, a car pulled up. I'm Julia's boyfriend. The words landed like a slap Alex hadn't seen coming. The man dialed her number right there, put it on speaker, held the phone out like evidence. Julia, who is Alex? Alex stood on the sidewalk, already rehearsing the words he'd say if this turned into a fight, the ones that started with, "She's mine." Then her voice came through the speaker. He's nobody. Just my cousin's friend. The man didn't say another word. He didn't need to. He got back in his car and left Alex standing there, with nothing left to say, and no one left to say it to. 3 months of nothing. Alex threw himself into pretending it didn't matter. Mostly, it worked. Then, on an ordinary afternoon, his phone lit up with a name he'd tried to stop hoping for. Julia. Can we meet? 3 words. No explanation. No mention of the man who'd stood on the sidewalk that day. A more careful version of Alex would have asked why now. Would have asked what changed. This version just typed back one word. Yes. They met like nothing had happened. Like the sidewalk, the man, the word nobody. None of it had ever been said out loud. They laughed too easily, sat too close. And later, alone in the car, the silence turned into something neither of them stopped this time. Afterward, Alex finally asked about the boyfriend. Julia looked away. I don't want to talk about him. Alex let it go. Told himself it was over, whatever it had been. Told himself this, right here, was the real thing. They agreed to meet again the next day. Alex drove home that night, already writing the next chapter in his head, the one where Julia finally, fully chose him. He woke up smiling, reached for his phone before he'd even opened both eyes. One missed call. Julia. 3:07 a.m. He called back immediately. Nothing. Again, nothing. Are you okay? Please answer. The hours crawled. Alex ran through every explanation his mind could offer, and none of them were good ones. He called Daniel, voice tight, asking him to check on her. Daniel called back 20 minutes later. She's fine. Fine. Just not answering, not explaining. Somehow, that was worse than anything he'd imagined. 3 days of silence. Alex stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping through the night, and then he did something he'd later struggle to explain to anyone, including himself. Every morning, before the streets filled up, he walked to the bus stop beneath her building. Same jacket, same bench, same angle, looking up, day after day, after week. The coffee he brought went cold in his hand before he ever drank it. He told himself it was for warmth. It was really just something to hold on to. She saw him. He knew she saw him. The curtain would shift, just slightly, every morning around the same time. And still, nothing. By the 30th morning, something in Alex finally surfaced through the fog. This wasn't hope anymore. It hadn't been hope for a while. He wouldn't go upstairs, wouldn't knock, wouldn't call again, but there was one thing left he needed her to know, even if she never said a word back. That night, it started to snow. Not the soft kind, the kind that means business, the kind that erases footprints within the hour. Alex stood beneath her window one last time. He didn't call. He didn't buzz the intercom. He knelt down, and with his bare hand, in the snow gathering on the pavement, he wrote 3 words. Julia, I love you. If the snow let up, she'd see it in the morning. Her parents, anyone walking past. The truth laid out in the open, the way he'd never quite managed to say it out loud. If the snow kept falling, then maybe the weather would answer for him. He looked up at her window one final time. Then he turned around and walked home without looking back, because for the first time in 3 months, he already knew what the answer would be. The snow kept coming. Inch by inch, it filled in the letters he'd carved. The J, the L, the shape of love, until there was nothing left but a smooth, untouched white. By morning, no trace remained. Julia opened her curtains, the way she did every day. No one was at the bus stop. The snow below her window was perfect, undisturbed, as if no one had ever stood there at all. She would never know what he'd written in the dark. 6 floors below her, 3 words meant only for her, erased before she ever had the chance to read them. Maybe she loved him back. Maybe she was scared. Maybe there were things about her life Alex never got to see. Or maybe her silence had been the whole answer. All along, and the snow only made it official. So here's the question. If you were Alex, when would you have walked away? When she called you nobody, right to your face? Or the second time, when she vanished without a word? Would you have sat at that bus stop for 30 mornings? Or would you have knocked on the door on morning 1? We're not going to tell you which one is right, because this isn't our story to finish. It's yours. You decide.